So this is not a story time with Jithy. This is story time with Brian and Sam. We have someone in the chat who already says he's the dreamiest.
Is that Killer Peach 19?
No, that is a super fan of yours though.
Yes. Hi. Oh God. Anyway.
Hello everybody and welcome to another stream live from Gearbox Software. I am your host, Elisa Melendez, in my casual Reina cosplay today. I am joined by Brian Thomas and Jonathan Carrales.
Hello.
Everybody.
Say hello, gents. Hi. We are super excited today to talk about, among other things, Phoebe and the Heart of Ekkunar. But first, for those of you that, for those folks out there in TV land that don't necessarily know who you are and what you do on Battleborn, could you give them a little intro for you guys?
I'm Brian Thomas. I'm one of the designers on the project, so leading a lot of the character development and a lot of our operations developments after launch.
And I'm Jonathan Carruthers. I've been focusing a lot on the gear system and working with the balance team for the last few months.
Sweet. Excellent. So, among other things, we're going to reveal a little bit, not everything, but a little bit of Phoebe and the Heart of Ekkunar. We also have another special guest with us coming shortly. But first, we should take care of a little bit of housekeeping and talk about some things that are happening this week and in the near future. One of those being this weekend. Yep. I'm super stoked about that.
Saturday.
This coming Saturday is Battleborn Day.
Yep.
Yay!
Number
That's
2.
awesome. Yeah.
Battleborn Day number 2. Let's pull up some info on Battleborn Day for the folks at home so they can go ahead and check that out. Let's see. So Battleborn Day. This is the second Battleborn Day.
Yep.
Right. The first one happened in November.
Yeah.
Yep. And this wasn't something that we did.
Nope. Not
No.
at all.
No, that was all of
This
y'all.
was you, our lovely viewers at home.
That was all of y'all putting together this amazing thing. Everybody getting together and just playing a baller game for a day. And so figure, why not do it again? That was super fun. So this Saturday is going to be the second Battleborn Day. Everybody hop on, play some Battleborn. It's going to be awesome if you're new, you haven't had a chance to try it yet. It's a great opportunity to get started and play with a whole bunch of folks and get to try out all sorts of folks. And especially because this is the first Battleborn Day since our winter update.
Yep.
So for folks that might have been around for the first Battleborn Day, there's a lot that has changed since then. So it's a really cool opportunity to play with other folks and try out all of the new fanciness that's happening. Now, of course, it's not just, hey, everybody, let's get together. We're also doing a lot of cool stuff in honor of Battleborn Day to kind of support the community because y'all are amazing. One of these things is a loot-pocalypse, which sounds enticing and terrifying, but also amazing. Could we go over what is in a loot-pocalypse?
Yeah, that's primarily consists of increasing the drop rates throughout campaign. All the enemies will drop higher rarity gear. Bosses have a higher chance to drop legendaries in normal and in advance. Also, we're going to have packs with increased drop rates. So the faction packs are going to be on sale too. Legendary packs are going to be on sale. So all sorts of loot goodness out there for everybody with increased drop rates on all of it. So
Cool.
Awesome. So even though Battleborn Day is Saturday, if for some reason you're like, I want to be able to do cool stuff and get cool stuff. That's cool. The Lootpocalypse is actually running Friday through Monday afternoon. So you have all weekend to enjoy yourself a Lootpocalypse, which is fantastic. And then, of course, if you want more information on Battleborn Day and to, shout out to the folks that actually put it together, feel free to make sure to get up in the Battleborn subreddit.
The Battleborn subreddit's been a huge part of that. The group called the Battle Buddies are awesome. They're some of the people that helped put it together, and you can also reach out to them If you're new and you want to get involved, I know they're more than willing to help, teach new people the ropes and get people involved. So.
That's awesome. I love it. Battle buddies.
Yeah, yeah, they're great.
That makes my heart all toasty and warm. That's great. So in addition to all of that loot, we're also having some special titles for folks. And on social, make sure that you follow at Battleborn on Twitter and follow all of our social media channels so that you can maybe get yourself a shot at one of these tasty PAX mega codes, right? We do often give them away in the chat. Joe is somewhere back there making it rain PAX codes upon folks in the chat, but if for whatever reason you are not, lucky enough to get yourself a PAX mega code in the chat today, follow our social channels throughout Battleborn Day and beyond, and you may get yourself a shot at one of those codes. So just get stuff on stuff on stuff all weekend long. It is going to be awesome. I'm super, super excited. And also, shout out to Lowlines for putting this together. This is actually a lineup. It's kind of funky to see everybody this way. It's a lineup of all 30 Battleborn.
By faction. All them.
That's right. They are organized by faction. Look at them go. That's awesome. So shout out to Lowlines. That looks really, really cool.
Yep.
And everybody looks awesome. So also want to give another shout out to a very, very special person in the chat who could not be here today.
You may notice a lack of Randy Varnell right around here.
Yep.
You may notice a lack of Randy Varnell. What I really wanted to do was like akin to Mike and Whiskey. I wanted to make like a
Can we get a Varnell standee?
Can we get a Varnell mask? And just put it up. Jithri is not here with us today, but he is holding court in the chat right now, and we love that he's there supporting. Please feel better. Everybody send love, well wishes, and gummies his way so that he can make a swift and speedy recovery. Poor thing. I just hope none of us get whatever it is that he has. Because
Stay home as long as you need. We don't want to catch it.
I'm really happy I don't share an office with Randy Varnell.
It sounds awful. So feel better. And thank you for hanging out with us in the chat. Because wow, we miss you. You're great. Cool. So that's Battleborn Day. Anything else to kind of give a shout out to Battleborn Day? Might we see anybody from this office?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are a lot of us that play fairly regularly, and we'll definitely be making a strong appearance on Battleborn Day.
Oh, a strong appearance.
Well, maybe not, performance-wise, but at least like, in quantity.
We'll get some Gearbox 5-man groups together and then get destroyed anyways.
Exactly.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I was like, this is a strong presence, and I'm like, are we trying to issue challenges?
No, nothing
to
hurts
people?
more than people beating us with our own characters.
Also, I might have misspoke. I think it might be Battle Bros, not Battle Buddies. I'd have to go back and double check.
Either way, bros, buddies, we're all
I'm
friends
sure I've been
here.
corrected already in chat somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure. Bros, buddies, we're all friends here.
Battle friends.
Yeah. Except you. You're dead to them now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all trying to save the star. It's all good. So that's great. Now, speaking of competition.
Indeed.
Did we have a tournament? Did we have a qualifier?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Something happened last
Something
Saturday.
like that. So another thing that is upcoming is the Choctaw Festival of Gaming. In case you haven't heard, there is an awesome tournament going on first weekend in March 3rd through 5th. It is in a little city called Durant, Oklahoma. If you find yourself anywhere near Durant, Oklahoma, and the Choctaw Casino and Resort, please come on down. We would love to see you. It's a really, really cool tournament that's going on. And we had qualifiers. We had online qualifiers last weekend. And congratulations to Dunk Squad.
Dunks out to Dunk Squad.
Dunks out! And Lost Heroes, congratulations. So you had the chance to check out the qualifiers. So can you tell us a little bit about the kind of action you saw going on there?
Yeah, we saw a lot of really good Meltdown matches, which was good to see. I was really interested to see how the Meltdown finale mode played out in a competitive setting, and it was really intense. There were a lot of sudden deaths that worked out. There was actually one that went to time, which was a little contentious because decided by a tiebreaker. But so that's unfortunate. But there were some really great matches. A lot of great teams showed up. Draconic played pretty well throughout the whole thing as well. And I mean, it's crazy how much a game can change when it's played by, full 5-person teams coordinating through multiple matches, looking at what their opponents are doing, trying to draft to counter some of that. Saw some strategies that I'd literally never seen before. There was an incursion game where Lost Heroes actually took Caldarius, Melka, I want to say it was a Thorn, Alani, and Galilea. So really squishy combo with a lot of high mobility, and it was really interesting to see the way that they played it. Most teams, they'll try to do really strong pushes, get in, start blowing up a sentry all at once. They stayed back. They just put dots on it the whole time, kept the shield down for like 5 minutes straight. So some really, interesting gameplay came out of it, I think.
Yeah.
So all y'all teams out there, spoilers?
Get your counters.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Take notes.
Work on your CC.
Just in case. Just in case you make it out. So congrats to them. They actually won sponsored trips to go there, which is really, really cool. We're really, really happy to kind of help provide that to those folks. And congratulations. Hard fought battles.
And it was great watching. Like, I had so much fun just being able, I was at a bar on my phone watching on Twitch, and I was like, I'll just watch this for a couple minutes, and then 30 minutes later, I'm like, I'm being rude to everybody, so I'm just gonna go home. Watch this on a big screen.
Oh, the 21st century.
Yeah.
Don't you? It's great. So yeah, awesome. So we expect a lot of really, really awesome action to happen. If for whatever reason you think that it's too late for you to sign up, no, it's not. In fact, teens can sign up at the door. So if you are within distance, if you can make it on over, hang out with us for a weekend and, maybe think you can school some folks in Battleborn, go ahead, form a team and sign up for sure.
Yeah, and there are going to be a lot of Gearbox people there out representing, and I think there are actually going to be some exhibition matches with dev versus community teams. Yep. So if you do want to beat us, then that's a good opportunity to do it.
I was gonna say, I don't want to see anybody, I don't want to see you with like a hat and like a fake mustache, trying to walk up there and like sign up a team or anything.
I don't think we'd have a chance, to be completely honest.
Yeah, we are.
If you've seen the way some of these teams play,
we cannot put in as many practice hours as the rest of you.
That's awesome. So yes, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all 3 days, we're going to have Battleborn related action. I believe Friday night is when we might have some exhibition matches with the devs. And Sunday, I believe we're going to have the finals, and then on Sunday, if you're there, might have a little kind of like meet and greet, kind of casual event where everybody gets to hang out, and just kind of get some FaceTime with the developers of, I'm biased, a pretty awesome game. So it's gonna be a great weekend. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I can't wait to see what kind of action pops off. Now you're saying, Mini Reina, I can't be in Durant, Oklahoma, March 3rd through 5th. I can't get the time off. I can't get there somehow. That's cool, because you can watch the action in your jammies, which is awesome. Get your jammies, grab your gummies, and you can watch the action right here on Twitch. We will be hosting any exhibition matches that are going on, any actual matches, pretty much all Battleborn related content that's going on at the Choctaw Festival. We will be hosting that here. So all of y'all that are hanging out here right now, just do that March 3rd through 5th. You're already here. You're good. You're halfway there. So you can catch all of the action here and cheer on your favorite folks. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. I'm super stoked. Any other thoughts on this tournament?
I'm just excited that we've been wanting to have a tournament like this for a long time, and the good folks at Choctaw have really been awesome to work with here. So excited to see everybody on a big stage with a bunch of people that are super psyched about the game. So tell your friends, even if it's just going to watch it on Twitch, tell your friends.
Have a watch party.
Yeah.
Have a watch party. Have Battleborn themed foods and drinks.
If you are there, find Randy Varnell. I bet he'll buy you a beer if you are of legal age. He's not here to say anything otherwise.
Oh
We
no.
promise.
We promise. Disclaimer.
I'm done for today.
He just walks off. It's like, I'm good. But yeah, definitely catch. Oh, he is in the chat and he is not pleased.
Get well soon.
This is what happens.
This is for every pun that you ever said for like the last 3 years.
So you're saying a beer for every pun?
Yes, 1 beer for every pun.
Oh, well, you got your work cut out for you there. Poor Jithri. He's there in the chat. He's freaking out. Poor dear. That's cool. Definitely gummy bears though, for sure. Awesome. So yeah. If you can make it, we would love to see you there. Get high fives, hugs, fist bumps. The amicable greeting of your choice will be delivered if you can make it to Durant, Oklahoma between March 3rd and 5th. Of course, check all of our social channels and the forums for more details on how to get yourself signed up, where to watch, and all of that jazz. So hope you're practicing, because if the qualifiers are any indication, things are about to pop off and get quite real, as they say. Yes. So
Definitely.
yeah, good stuff. Awesome. Cool. Now, for this week, so we took care of Battleborn Day. That's happening Saturday. We took care of the tournament, which is happening in a few weeks. There's some cool new stuff that happened today. We thought, we'd give that a shout, just to kind of like talk to people about some of the cool things that we got going on. And one of those cool things are taunts. We have some new taunts this week, and they should be available on today. Could we just have a look at Melka? That's just great. I believe this one is called that one was called The Greatest. It was kind of doing like a little bit of like a Muhammad Ali impression. Khalees is just chilling.
All Khalees taunts are amazing.
Ernest, look at that. Oh no. I call him my sassy bird. I love him. And then Shane Norox, of course. What goes around comes around. The sarcastic sort of clap is kind of my favorite thing ever in there. So those new taunts should be available today. Mm-hmm. Yep. So go ahead and grab you some stuff. Go ahead and laugh and chill as Khalees, which I think is fantastic. And I just like anything that Ernest does. His expression just kills me every time. So there you go. Got some new taunts for you this week. I think I already saw some people in the chat that are like, yes! I already have a few of these and they're amazing. So, yes.
Right on.
Melka, shadowboxing. She's floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee, which is legit. That's awesome. Cool. So, any kind of parting words for the Battleborn community as we kind of maybe transition into talking about this op itself? Just kind of saying hi to the folks and kind of showing some love.
I don't think I have anything specific, but I think the gauntlet was definitely thrown down, as you mentioned, with the online qualifier. I'd really like to see somebody really push Dunk Squad. Looks like they were pretty comfortable out there, would be the word I would use.
Comfortable?
So, they're pretty hyper aggressive, so I think somebody could punish them for it. We'll see how it goes.
Interesting. Okay, you heard it here. I hope you're taking notes. This is good. Awesome. Thank you so much, John, for joining us. We're going to switch out.
To be here.
And we're going to have a little bit of a story time session in a minute with a special guest who is unfortunately not Randy Varnell, but he is fortunately... That is awesome. Yeah. Dunks out for Jonathan, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us, Jonathan. Woo! Yeah. So that would be a slam dunk. Jithri, that's a beer. You just typed it in the chat. Cool. That's awesome. That's great. You just earned yourself a beer. We are going to bring on another special guest by the name of Sam Winkler. Just go ahead and come on over.
Not so much here.
And he's
Not the
here.
easiest route.
That was a completely non-awkward way
yeah.
of not standing in front of
This is a
somebody.
fantastic
Oh, the vintage.
transition.
Yeah.
That's classy.
Aw,
Like a
look at that.
Nickelodeon.
So this is not a story time with Jithri. This is story time with Brian and Sam. We have someone in the chat who already says he's the dreamiest.
Is that Killer Peach 19?
No, that is a super fan of yours though.
Yes, hi. Oh god. Anyway.
It's another super fan by the name of Jithri. So,
Aw.
yeah. Aw. I think he's blushing.
No, that's just. Oh, dang! You took off the old timey thing. It'll wash me out.
Nope, can't hide behind the filter today, my dude. So, the reason, the reason that we're here talking Phoebe and the Heart of Ekkunar. This is a pretty, I mean, all of the ops are amazing and important in their own right, but this one is pretty special. But before we do that, usually what we would do whenever a new character would come out is, we would go over concept and lore, the sort of transition and all of that stuff. It might be cool for folks that might be new to Battleborn to kind of have a chance to revisit other characters. So we're going to do that with Phoebe a little bit here. Brian,
Yep.
I know you are quite familiar with Phoebe's Phoebe, as I've seen in the chat. That's right. It's still Valentine's week. We'll allow it.
Yeah.
It's a whole week now.
Yeah, screw it. It's a whole week.
It's mostly a month.
Candy's like 75% off. It's still Valentine's Day as long as candy's.
Oh, I'm stocking up for next
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's how that works.
Until it's St. Patrick's Day, it's still Valentine's Day.
That's good. Let's have a look at Phoebe and talk a little bit about her, and for those that might not be familiar with her and what her general sort of milieu and vibe is. What's Phoebe's deal?
Phoebe is one of our oldest characters that we've actually had in development. So when we were starting to fill out the roster, we definitely knew we wanted a lot of melee characters. Melee was the thing that we wanted to invest in this game. And Wrath was kind of our first melee character out the gate. This was the kind of a quintessential melee archetype, and we wanted to figure out what's a different kind of melee. And kind of rapier style sword fighting is very different presentationally, and that was kind of like, great, this is an easy place that we can think about. Phoebe's original concept art was part of kind of a big spread when we were originally thinking about like what do LLC characters look like, what are kind of some visual flourishes. So that's like they always have kind of the kind of gold plating bits to them. They always kind of have the blue green emissive circles, and in kind of this big spread where it had like 30-40 little thumbnails of characters was this one kind of petite Victorian lady with a bunch of floating swords around her, and everybody was just like, yes, that lady that maybe has telekinetic swords or something, that would be great. And then eventually like telekinetic swords turned into like, no, it's LLC, so it's technology that's just, she has control over these things and they can kind of float around her. So this is some of the original like going more in depth to it, where we started to actually like play around with pose, kind of silhouette, what her actual swords would look like, and this is kind of how we started making Phoebes.
I think at one point one of the lore items, this is not canon, but it was originally.
Sure. It is now.
Yeah. At one point,
Twitch counts.
Her sword was actually one sword, time shifted. So, but now it's different. You can see they have different hilts and stuff like that. But I remember reading that and going, oh yeah, I'm gonna run with that. Oh, that's never mind. Okay, that's not true.
Yeah.
So time shifted.
Yeah.
One sword. Time
Yeah,
shifted.
exactly. And it's sort of like the second season of Red versus Blue, and they're all.
Like the third season of Lost when the writers went on strike and people went back in time for no reason.
I reject the notion that there were writers on that show.
So yeah, we had Phoebe. We kind of knew, okay, part of her, she's gonna have a kind of a rapier. We knew we wanted to work with some telekinetic swords. I tried to find some footage, and I'm sad we couldn't find it. But her original mock-up in game was using Maya's model from Borderlands 2 and Zero's swords floating around her. And in her initial prototype, she had a move where basically it was very much like Wrath's ult, where all of the swords just spin around her, and then we decided this looks too close to Wrath's ult, except it was like one of her bumper skills, and she could access it like every 10 seconds. So it's like, this character's great. It's like Wrath's ult every 10 seconds. I can kill everything. This is great. Nothing can get away from me.
Yeah.
And then Grant, who a lot of you have seen on other Twitch streams, took over her core character design and really pushed it. So her melee chain turned into kind of where it is now, where it's a lot of stabs kind of required to get to that final kind of killing blow. Changing her alt fire to kind of be allowing you to kind of side strafe things very quickly. he really wanted to push that kind of fencing style where you're really just coming in like almost like just a bee or a hummingbird, and you're just kind of like floating around, people pecking at them a lot, and then strafing off. So that was kind of where her kind of core loop came from. And then when we were thinking about skills, we knew, you know, she was going to be an attacker. We knew we wanted something very offensive, very damage dealing, and we wanted to push the notion that like, you know, the throwing the swords out was kind of a very clear, easy thing to do, but the teleport took a long time to dial in. So Grant put in a ton of hours just making that teleport where it is today, where it really feels instantaneous. When you get out of it, you don't really feel allergic to it, and you can really like gank enemies from behind. And that was one of the first times we really had a character that did that. Like we were like, none of the other characters knew how to teleport. None of the other, you know, if you think back to Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1 and pre-sequel, like none of the characters there really have like teleport abilities. So we had to spend a ton of time in tech on how do you teleport? How do you not teleport into something and have both of you die? How do you handle teleporting off the edge of the world? But it took a long time to dial in, but getting that character done early made Isaac easier later. It made a lot of the other characters that kind of have similar movesets easier later. So great work to Grant. He really helped nail that style. And again, for being the second melee character, it is a melee character, but it does not feel like Wrath. And that was kind of one of the things that we wanted to do, where everybody's melee felt like a discrete core loop that you were trying to figure out. So that's how kind of Phoebe was born. I think she was Battleborn number 7 or 8 when we were making the whole lineup. So definitely one of our oldies but goodies. We've had her around forever, but she's always been a great core character for us.
Nice. As we kind of like move and kind of like give a shout out to the community who has embraced her, not only with fan art, but with cosplay as well. Amazing Phoebes out there, and there is not enough hard drive space for the presentation that would include all of the fabulous depictions of Phoebe. So shout outs to all of the folks who have chosen to take that on, especially in cosplay form, because oof.
That's a bustle.
Yeah.
Big bustle.
The first Battleborn cosplay I ever saw was at PAX South last year, and it was a Montana with a fully rotating Gatling gun.
Whoa.
And there was a Phoebe as well, and those were the two most massive possible characters that like.
What if I wanted to make it really hard to go through any door?
Yeah. I never saw them in Expo Hall. I cannot guarantee that they were able to get through.
GBX Menace Sean back there is pointing at himself because he actually created a Shane and Norox. Actually,
Sean.
A
It was Sean and Norox.
A Sean and
Nabbit.
Norox cosplay that looked heavy and inconvenient. It was as heavy and as inconvenient as it was awesome.
Yes.
It was great. Now, some actual questions, Phoebe-related questions from the chat. Phoebe was formerly a time mage, starting to get my attention.
No comments.
We change everything 1,000 times.
But also, Phoebe, new favorite to take over as the doctor.
Hey, I'm all on board female doctor.
Yes, female doctor, please. Now that Capaldi's leaving.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The option, I don't know. Hey, showrunners, I don't know how that works.
Sam can do a British accent. Sam could be the next doctor.
Cole blimey. I don't know. I cannot, actually.
That was your chance, man.
No.
Yeah, whoops.
No, never mind.
Hello?
Hello.
Governor?
Oh, no. Excellent. So there is a question here that I got from Miss Hovercraft, which I'm gonna ask because it's kind of related to a conversation that I think we might have had off stream, and it's kind of appropriate. And this is generally op related. So by the way, if you have any questions, be sure to type them in the chat. Joe is going to grab them as best as he possibly can while you have, story time with these fine folks here. Whose idea was it to have an ops point linked to reticulating a clone in Battle School?
Me, this guy right here. All me.
Yes.
No, that's don't let me do things at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm a little loopy. With Battle School, so I always wanted ops points to be something where, like, okay, I can collect a bunch for playing the map a lot, and I can get a bunch by finding all the ones that are in the level and doing side points. But Battle School is very much a different type of level because you're always basically in one room. So the whole, like, go and hunt and peck them was going to get real boring a lot of the time. And we have, the ones that open up in the side mission doors, and that was a really good solution there. But we still had a couple that we needed to do some filler, and I sat down with Kate, the level designer, on the level, and we kind of spec'd out, well, let's just make like a time run, like a time challenge for that first little run out room before you actually make it into the arena. And it was like, okay, how do we layer ops points on this? That's why there's 2 that are very much like time challenges. You have to do them quick enough. And then the I won't tell you where the other one's hidden, but then the one hidden behind the reticulating mics. And every time this is a fun, like, if you thought game development was all about developing games, nope. Most of the time it's about dealing with what we call localization, where somebody has to go localize text into English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, and Japanese. Efigs plus J. So one of our testers is always kind of in charge of going through here and going like, hey, is this text real? We need to go translate it.
The funniest questions.
Yeah, and like, so if they ever see something that just has like a generic like press use, they're like, hey, are we going to put a better word here, like open or something like that? So they had bugged me and said, hey, can you put something in here? And 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, what are we doing here to do this thing? And I'm like, reticulating mics. There we go. We're done now.
Done.
And then once legal stopped freaking out that we were stealing somebody else's word, and I can prove reticulating was
That's real.
an actual word.
It's an actual
Kind
word.
of.
If we'd said splines.
Yeah, if I had said splines, it would have been a little joke.
Then it would have been different.
But, SimCity crew, if you're watching, love your games. I love dropping old school knowledge in there. So reticulating mics was born, and then nobody questioned it until after we shipped. So
Nice. Speaking of efigs, we have generic text saying "Je t'aime, Gearbox, je t'aime."
J'ai un chat dans mon
Yeah.
pantalon. I don't know. I don't know any.
Je m'appelle Brian.
Yeah.
Ça va?
Je m'appelle
That's
Elise.
basically all I remember. And
Fromage.
I think I can say,
Fromage.
let's see, what's, I don't speak English very well. I don't know. The last time I went to France, I learned just enough to say I don't speak English.
Yeah.
Well-
Speak French very well. Do you speak English? And almost everybody goes, oui. So
Yes.
thanks,
Kitru.
bilingual Europe.
Kitru, he has a cat in his pants?
Yes.
Oui.
Ich habe eine Katze in meinen Hosen.
You're gonna be real handy for press tours.
Yeah. Oh, un gatto nei miei pantaloni. You can tell it's Italian because I did this.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Él tiene un gato en sus pantalones.
Yes.
It's pretty good. So great. Now we have a multilingual chat,
Yeah.
which is going to be
Whoops.
fantastic for Joe to follow.
You're welcome, Internet.
Everyone. This is good. Battleborn. It's global.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So we have this is a question for Jithri in the chat, but I don't know if maybe you can also
I
speak
look
to
like
this.
Jeffrey, kind of.
Dude, Jithri, you got like a beard and like glasses situation going. Why are Phoebe's eyes red? Is that natural, or does she wear colored contacts for funsies, or
Well,
Oh, okay.
I don't have an answer. No.
Can't
She has-
say.
In her scientific pursuits, she might have stared into the void a little too long. Who knows?
I'm gonna say controls her telepathic rapiers with her contact lenses
That's
that
what I
have UI inside
Yes.
them. And if I'm wrong, then Jethri will tell me so tomorrow.
Yes.
Or probably right now in the chat.
She controls them with her retinas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where your heads up display is stored.
Sure. Yeah. That's exactly how that works.
Yeah, science.
Awesome.
STEM education.
It's for the birds. Okay, well, Manuka has an excellent point. Why are we asking why Phoebe has red eyes in a game with a walking, talking mushroom? You know, that's fair. That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
Throw everything
Yeah.
out the window.
You'd be amazed how many bugs I closed as like, we have a chicken that dances and shoots rockets. What's your problem?
Yeah, that works. Jithri says, sounds just fine to me, which apparently means that whatever y'all said is canon now.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, boy.
Put it on the wiki.
Yeah.
Last time I canonized something, people got very mad at me. The Oscar Mike's cats are holograms. I have been heckled on Twitter.
You have been heckled
on the
for that.
website twitter.com.
That's not even controversial or anything.
You'd think.
Oh no, now everybody's like, Ernest is a chicken, confirmed. Like, I don't know, we're not confirming
Dunks out
things.
for holocats.
Wow.
Still, one of my favorite taunts in the game is Cleese petting his holocat backwards.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't
You're not
ever.
supposed to do
just
that.
in case you ever do try to pet a cat, do not pet
Pet
it
it
from
back.
butt to head.
No.
They get mad. Pet it from head to butt. I'm providing a lot of interesting
Yes.
learning
Put
today.
put that on the thing.
Fun
I
fact.
wish we had an infographic.
Yeah.
Put that on. Just
Not butt to head.
Just
head
make
to
it.
butt.
Just make it go, Sean. Cause I mean, you can't not at this point. Cause it's just you gotta pet it from head to butt. It's donks out for the butt to head. Rather, no, butt to head petting of cats is bad. You gotta go head to butt.
It's official now.
Yeah.
That's canon.
So there you go.
What?
That's canon in the cat universe. Yes.
In the cataverse, that is canon. Awesome. So let's reel this
Yeah.
all the way back in
Yep.
to Phoebe.
Battleborn.
To Phoebe. And Holocats. And Hearts of Ekkunar. So first and foremost, let's sort of set up the whole idea of ops in general. One thing that I do like to tell people is like, you play it, you get a great story. You know, it's a really, really great chance to check it out and learn more about the, what are you calling it? The Battleverse? The Battleborn verse?
Oh, I'm not ready to coin that term.
Ow.
It's a multiverse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Canon.
So you
Yeah.
get to learn a lot about lore and stuff. But you also get sweet rewards
Yep.
Yes,
for
kick
completing
ass.
things. And so, you know, figure we would give a little bit of a shout out to a couple of the rewards that you're going to get. So we have some op rewards.
Lovely Beatrix.
Oh, Beatrix. So showing you basically the two kind of skin,
yeah.
two skins that you could potentially get. I love that color.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And then Beatrix, and also I believe that particular taunt that Beatrix is using may
I
also
spy
be
with my
saying,
little eyes something dead.
I don't know if you can hear the audio on it, but she's saying, "I spy with my little eyes something dead," which is I just love everything that Beatrix.
We refuse to make a Beatrix taunt that isn't creepy as all hell.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
spy with my
I
little
exhausted
eyes
just about
something
every
dead.
lullaby and like children's song when writing her battle VO because, yeah, you can endlessly have her saying these adorable things that
Can we,
just sound.
can we just get a podcast where she reads children's, like Brothers
Oh
Grimm's
my
children's
gosh.
tales to people and cackles?
This sleep?
It's creepy and amazing. Oh man, people are
Never sleep
going
again,
nuts
yeah.
for the skins. Yes. My favorite Beatrix line, Draconic says, "Another success. Yes, yes."
My personal favorite is her jump every now and then.
I love it. I sprint and you could just tell that she's like skipping along and everything. So.
Yeah, she was I don't want to say originally. She was even creepier for a little bit when we had some temp VO going in. We attempted. We had two ladies who work here at Gearbox simultaneously reading the lines as if they were like the creepy twins from which movie anyway. But it was terrifying, genuinely terrifying. Like cold reads. Had no practice whatsoever. They did it, and we're in the booth going, we can't do this. People will not play this character because they will not be able to sleep later.
Like, no.
Nope.
No, we're good.
The Shining. That's the word.
I was going
Yes.
like the
Yep.
Creepy
Sure.
Twins movie? You mean Twins?
Yes.
Oh yes, twins.
Yeah. Ooh.
Starring our favorite people.
Our two creepiest people that we know.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a great movie. Speaking of great stories. Transition.
Wow.
Yeah, good. Classy segue.
Real good.
Seamless.
Nailed it. Stuck the dismount.
Back that up.
Got it in one. So, this is for Phoebe and the Heart of Ekkunar.
Yeah.
We are looking at some kind of moody, breathtaking setting for
Yes.
this thing. So why is Phoebe? Why are we at the Heart of Ekkunar? What's the deal?
So, backing up a little bit, the whole purpose of the operations is to give us some time with these characters. You know, like we've had a story mode and that's mainly about saving Solus from Rendane, but we didn't have as much personal time with the characters themselves. So we've had some wonderful asides with Montana and the Demon Bear, and Atticus dealing with his origin story and that sort of thing. But for this last of the 5, we wanted to go back into sort of the nature of what's happening in Solus with the Varelses incursions and what's happening with the Thrall now that Rendane is gone. We always looked at that first art for Echanar and said, how the hell is that thing sticking together? What's going on with that? What's something weird's going on? And Phoebe, with her desire for scientific knowledge, that was something we always wanted to explore. So it made logical sense for her to be the one leading the team to say, hey, what's going on down there? Well, go check it out. She makes for she makes for a very fun scientist to be in charge of this sort of thing, because she is very egotistical, even though she is a genius. What? Not even though. Those things tend to go hand in hand.
She knows she's a genius.
Yes, exactly. that sort of thing. There's a line later in which she debates whether or not she'll credit you with any scientific discoveries, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
We get to really plumb the depths of what's been going on in the Solus system, not necessarily just since the end of the main campaign, but also how we got here. And how everyone, not all the Battleborn, but all the factions ended up where they are.
Cool.
Yes.
Excellent. So when we start, we are basically just sort of, she just drops us off, right, and is like, see you later, have fun.
Yeah, there's a new signal emanating from deep within Echanar, and she goes, oh, go check it out. Yes.
Yeah. You do that.
Yeah.
That seems dangerous.
Science is best done at arm's length.
It's like, ooh, that looks dangerous. Go check it out. It's awesome. So let's check it out.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and have a peek at Phoebe and the Heart of Ekkunar. This is Anthony, our dear friend Anthony. I believe playing Beatrix, which I think could be an interesting kind of dynamic, considering Beatrix is a little sciencey herself.
Yeah. Scientist versus scientist.
We are dropping you off at the lowest relative depth Nova's engines can sustain lift. That cleft in the rock is the entrance to an Astante ruin. Make your way through and find the source of the signal. Mind your step. Wouldn't want you falling. But if you do, take notes.
So this is an absolutely gorgeous view from a little lower than we've ever been. We've got the fragments of the molten core still visible. Although you'll notice, bits of life poking through. We've got some trees up on the rocky clefts and stuff like that. So you can always tell when Anthony is playing because
it always goes for the loop.
He knows where the ops points are. It's like watching The Wizard and they show you where one of the flutes is.
Awesome. Yeah.
This is probably one of my favorite maps of the operations.
The Astante lived tens of thousands of years
This
ago,
is really fun
creating even the
knowing that
tournament.
this one was going to be the last one out the gate. It was really fun when building it to sort of go like, you know what, at this point, most people that are playing, not everybody, but most people that are playing are seasoned veterans. You've got some good gear, you've got characters unlocked, you've got mutations unlocked, so I was not afraid to encourage people to, the second you open that front door, just start punishing you, basically.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I was playing for a hot minute, and I got knocked off.
Oh yeah, no,
I got knocked off.
I have no issues with trying to kill you in the first minute or so.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of verticality here too. And
Thank you. Good to know. I want that as my chandelier, by the way. That looks great.
I know some people think some of the other ops maps need more shards. Don't worry, this one has a ton of shards.
Literally growing off the walls.
Yeah, glowing it.
I'm like, where is this whenever I need them the most?
There was one very strange version one day where I logged in and all the shards had been enlarged to 3 times their normal size. Is this final?
One day I just want to have an art book that's nothing but like weird things we did during development.
Yeah.
Baroque things.
Yeah, the placeholder Beatrix is one of my favorites.
I'm detecting a hidden
Terrifying
somewhere
Kit Bash
in the
character.
Did you ever see the Kit Bash D Andy?
No.
It was Phoebe's body with Wrath's head with Montana's backpack.
Whoa.
Put in the back where her bow was just back there because we just had a muscle back there at the time.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's
we're
great.
gonna need that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll dig that one out for the classics.
Yeah, we're gonna need that.
But yeah, as you start working your way into the actual core of the level, you sort of get into this big.
I love he was about to get on the jump pad.
And he's like, nope, one more ops
Gotta
point.
get him, yeah.
Got to make this as hard as possible.
Whee!
Start making your way into kind of this first antechamber. This is where you're going to spend kind of a lot of your first time in the map. Really beautiful environment. Got some fun side objectives in here. Let's see. So he got. He's going to look for the hidden loot cache this time. But it was really fun to like. I love jump pads. I love vertical environments. I love. Really wanted to push. Shane Pulaski did a great job on this level. Really wanted to push. There's more elements in here that kind of randomize as far as combats go. There's lots of verticality and moving in this level. There's guys that are going to attack you at range. There's tons of little thrall minions that are going to come up and try to melee you. Really wanted to provide a fun environment where every time you jump in here, you're going to get a little bit of a different mix. This is Chris Neely on the environment art side did a great job. Really selling this big cavern and really selling some of the visuals that we wanted. As you progress on this level, you will go farther and farther downward into the core. So it was a really big deal for us to try to really sell the notion that like I think the initial paper pitch for this was literally just on a white paper just said Phoebe and the hidden temple or something.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
we just want an environment where we go into creepy temple.
Look at just that shot right there. That was amazing.
This is a very good sniping map.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, whenever I test things, I want to play through the level once as Oscar Mike or Whiskey, and I want to play once as, like, one of the snipers, and I always want to play once as, like, Wrath or Phoebe, and really get a chance to do more things. But I just love some of the combats in here, because it'll challenge you no matter what your play style is looking at.
Also, the art is gorgeous on this one.
Yeah, it reminds me of some of the later Myst games, and that was one of the things. I love the soundtrack for this particular map. It has this ambient, creepy kind of vibe to it. You feel maybe a little bit like you're delving too deep. Beneath the Mountains of Madness was also a big reference for us.
It was really funny. As soon as she started using the jump pad, like there were people in the chat just going.
Also, and this is minor, but I'm always happy whenever I see it because you're killing trolls right now. Part of the winter update, we really tried to work on perf and getting those 60 frames a second, getting a lot of stuff working. So you notice when you kill the thralls now, we get their fade out effect going nice and quick and get their bodies out. Really want to give a shout out to everybody that worked on the winter update. Terry, Scott, Strobel, Nick, a lot of people did put in a lot of hours to do those little itty bitty pieces of polish that when you add them up get you to a 60 frames per second style game.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of heights, but
No. Ooh, another ops point. Who knew that was there?
look at him go.
That would be Anthony.
Yep.
I know somebody right now is just making a map of where all these is.
Yeah, it's like taking that off.
The first op that we had out, the Atticus one, I was just like, haha, nobody's gonna figure out where all 20 of the random spawns are. Then like 3 hours later, somebody's like, I made a giant JPEG of where all 20 random spawns are. It's like, well, that was 2 weeks of my life. Glad
Never
you.
underestimate internet crowdsourcing.
Proud to know you, community.
Yeah.
Another failure.
It's kind of funny. I was playing this and I sort of reached this point where you're supposed to jump down. I was so used to getting up and sort of jumping around. That
Yeah,
I
it's
was
amazing
like,
trying to train people that like, no, in this level we're going down.
You're going down.
Good jumping.
Would you say that's a deep dive?
That is a deep dive. Whoops.
I said the thing. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
I thought you were
see,
stronger.
Yeah.
Look at that pretty face.
She had to. See, now what is that there on the wall that's giving us stuff in addition to the shards?
Little weird pod thing native to
them,
Echanar.
I call them poof balls.
Poof balls.
And shoot those too, because they got all sorts of goodies in there.
Yes.
Just opening up.
Point awarded.
God, you're giving all of it
All the
away,
things.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony.
By that I meant you gave 5 away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that lens flare.
And
That's cool.
now this is where we discover that we and the Thrall are not the only ones.
Oh, Anti-Alias came up with a really good name, Loot Fruit.
Loot fruit
Yeah.
cannon.
Picking up
Wait,
an
no,
elevator.
the loot is
Wait.
not.
Shard citrus?
Shard citrus. Okay, I dig. Oh, see now what's going on over here?
Did that Varelsi just speak?
Yeah, that was.
Speaking for Elsie, how does that work, Sam?
See what's
Well.
there.
Oh.
Nailed it!
Like I said, we're answering a lot of questions that people have had since even the game shift of how did the Varelsi end up contacting or making contact with the Degenerate Imperium? How did the what
Chat's freaking out.
Uh oh, yes. So the fact that they are willing to speak up to us is kind of a big deal and sort of sets the tone for the rest of the mission. And I do promise that we have 10 playthroughs of this mission. There's a lot of nagging questions that we have time to answer. I don't think we give away too many in this video.
One more ops point in the bag. Who got another
those
ops
ops
point?
Get
You
those
did.
ops
And you
points.
picked up an
Cheaper.
extra ops point.
I am willing to say, so right now we've only been hearing Phoebe speak, running this first version of the map, but we do get quite a few.
It's a
Picking up
friend.
Varelsi signal nearby.
Side note, for those of you, people have asked us, hey, you said there would be some Easter eggs in this ops.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just going to take a second to stare at this Varelsi signal.
Yeah, from another universe.
Because it might be
Points
important.
awarded.
Universes have multiple
Yeah,
definitions.
I know.
Yeah.
It's weird that there's like one of those in every single ops map.
Yeah, interesting.
Weird.
Weird with an H.
Yeah,
Weird.
weird.
Double dutch.
Saw one Reddit thread, got real close.
Oh,
Real close.
okay.
Yes, we do read those.
Yeah. But you need to reverse
Continue the expedition.
your logic. Anyways, that's free for the Twitch stream.
Yes.
Don't
Okay.
tell anybody else.
Yeah.
Don't tell
Hey,
me.
internet, keep this one.
Keep
to
that one
yourself.
secret.
Oh boy, looks like we're going into
Yeah.
Oh, because
God, what
we
happened
can't show you
next?
Gotta keep you
everything.
coming back.
We're not gonna give it all away. You're gonna have to play the thing. You're gonna have to play the thing. It's yes. This is a really, really fascinating story op. Is there anything, I mean, without giving anything away,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything else that you might want to pepper in and tease for the folks?
I'll say this: you're gonna find out a lot about both the Varelsi and the Thrall. The Thrall have more to them than you might think.
Do we find out some stuff about some of the Eldred also?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
That is true. You get it.
Because we got that thing in there.
Yes.
What?
And thank gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing?
Yeah, with the stuff.
Oh, right. That's in that place where you put that thing that time.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Good to know. So when you get a chance to play it, I believe, you pretty much only really have to wait I think a week.
About a week. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to wait much longer to maybe answer some long-standing questions,
Yes.
but maybe probably bring up 15 different new ones.
I
in the
think every
process.
answer should ask new questions. Yes. It's a jerk thing to say.
That was super
Are you sure there's no
deep.
writers on Lost?
That was super
You can't
deep.
prove I was there.
That was ridiculously deep, but great.
Yes.
Also, shout out to Anthony once again because coming through in the clutch. Because we
Yeah,
do
look at that.
have
We say a thing.
yeah, and then
We
it
stream a
just
thing.
appears. So
Here's a really low res screenshot.
you've come a long way, Phoebe.
If you want to know what prototyping games looks like, it's that where you're like, I don't know, what do I have off the shelf?
Yeah.
Some
let's
4-year-old
follow
assholes.
With hover knives.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, why don't we just stick some stuff on this lady and see that? Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
that'll
there we go.
work.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You get a lot of mileage out of Zero swords.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are Zero swords.
Yeah.
And
So,
mine.
fun prototyping. If you ever get stuck in a jam, for those of you indie game developers, just figure out whatever you have on the shelf and go use it.
There you go.
You can make it pretty later.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a question from Supreme Outcast about the op itself. Do we have Marquis making an appearance at all?
Unfortunately, Marquis does not.
Oh.
Someday I would love to go into Marquis and Phoebe's backstory. That's very, very good. But we had limited selection of who we could fit in there, and just about everyone we got in there we really, really did not want to lose.
Yeah.
So as much as I would have loved to hear them bicker, that's the people that we did fit in. I think it's you did mention before Beatrix and Phoebe certainly might be at odds about the scientific method, and I will say that Beatrix does make an appearance in not only if you play as her, but she does show up as a voiced character.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which was super, like, just from a game development standpoint, like, it's really fun to be sitting here and, like, we're making a new character, and we're making a new map, and we can get the new character in the new map, and, like, I mean, that is wizardry compared to, like, 5 years ago when it was like, well, we need to get this character. Okay, that'll take 9 months to get that kind of in and integrated. So.
That was the same thing getting Alani into the Demon Bear one. That was and for those of you who have not played far enough to play Alani's version of the Demon Bear op, I wholeheartedly recommend. I believe it's playthrough 5.
Yeah,
I wholeheartedly recommend
the best boss fight in the whole game.
Absolutely.
Wait, the whole game?
The entire game.
Yeah.
Really?
Montana playthrough 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly recommended. Thank you to you guys for making that happen.
No ideas too dumb at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's kind of.
But no, and I mean, like,
that's a motto.
That's half of why we like working on DLC so much is, you know, the game's out and we've established kind of the core stuff, and it lets us have these little fun sandboxes to play with wacky ideas.
You can interrupt loops.
Literally, like, you know, we need an Oscar Mike one. It's like, okay. Like, that was not even, like, a hard sell. It was just like, what if we just got Jim Ferranda to come in and do all
the voices.
as many Oscar Mike voices as we could come up with.
Exactly.
And it's just like, well, people really like Montana. Can we do a Montana one? It's like, what if he fights a bear? What if he fights a demon bear? All right, sold. So it's like, those two took, like, all of 5 minutes to, like, get approved. And then it was like, all right, now we have 3 other ones we actually have to, like, think about. So it was fun being able to do this one and find some other wacky things to get in there.
Yeah, this one is definitely more serious in tone, but it still has the humor that I don't think I could write this without. Like it just doesn't really fit if it takes itself too seriously.
Right.
They're unearthing things that Echanar secrets that no one has seen in thousands of years, but at the same time they're still bickering over who gets credit when it gets published.
Yeah, as someone who is literally earning her doctorate, I sympathize, and I may need to dive dive deeply into this story out myself. So yes, I'm super excited for this. As soon as the Varelsi spoke, the chat just went off. Like, what? How? Why? When? Who? It was great. So can't wait for you all to check it out. It's going to be amazing. Next week, Phoebe and the Heart of Ekkunar.
Yep.
So we can't wait just as soon as that pops up. That's just ridiculous. Somebody, Tronix, in the chat says, funny, if you combine Maya and Phoebe, the ship name would be Maybe.
What was our...
Can we call her maybe?
Or fire!
What was...
Could we call her Maybe?
What was our other ship name we came up with on Tuesday? Phoebeatrix?
Beatrix, yes.
Beatrix.
Phoebe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Phoebe?
Oh, Phoebe. That's true.
Yeah, wouldn't it be BB?
Yeah.
Bebea.
Yeah.
BB.
Yeah.
That works. I like it. I will go down with this ship. So, cue the fanfic. All right. So, we're talking about Phoebe. She's amazing. We could not, close out a stream like this without giving y'all a little bit of something.
Some
and I
bling?
figure, any good scientist needs a variety of outfits.
Yeah.
For all of her, I'm sure she presents at a variety of conferences and, presents her research and
Do we
does
have an
book
outfit
signings
that's
and all
on the
that
periodic table of elements for her?
We do.
Aw.
We do have an outfit for her. It's on the periodic table of elements. And it is...
Nailed it.
gold. Yes. So in style.
AU.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aw. So go and get yourself a fancy dress for all of your fancy sciencing.
Get you that bling.
Yeah,
Yes.
you deserve it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you earned
Okay, so
it.
people are typing in awesome AU.
Yeah.
That's,
Those are my people.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And that wasn't Jiffy.
Puns
That
out.
did it either.
Puns out for Jethry.
Yep. Everybody, pour out your gummies for J3 who is at home
pour one out.
convalescing. But yes, so I'm gonna let this linger so y'all can get a gander at the Fabulosity dress. By the way, cosplayers, and two, get yourself that code. So that you can dress her up.
We should probably figure out how much that would weigh. That
Wow.
dress would
If it was
weigh
actually
if it was
gold.
actually.
Yeah,
It's solid gold.
It's gold leaf.
Yeah.
It's gold leaf.
I had to spoil it.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
I figure she would probably tailor it in such a way that it would be,
Yeah.
maximum aerodynamics with maximum fashion, and just making all of that happen. So yes, just in case somebody that didn't get a chance at this particular code, we will be tweeting this out from our Gearbox software channel on Twitter. So make sure that you follow all that so that you don't miss a single code. So, wow, this has been a whirlwind of a stream today, and I'm super stoked about the Phoebe op. I'm super stoked about the tournament coming up, Battleborn Day on Saturday. It's gonna be a fun time coming
A lot
up.
of good stuff.
We laughed, we cried, we made Randy Varnell pay for somebody's beer.
Yeah, no.
Several. Well, if it's for every pun, several million beers.
It's a lot of beer.
Yeah.
And if you are so inclined, root beer also works.
Yes, and root beer flavored go-go juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To which GF3 replies, "No!" in the chat, but sorry.
Yeah, you made your
You know,
choices.
It's
official.
on camera, on
Yeah.
a microphone,
Happened on the internet.
Yeah,
and
it's on a wiki already.
Yeah. Yes.
It's canon.
Yes.
It's officially canon.
Jithricky.
Awesome.
He's
So
a loose cannon.
he's a loose cannon. Oh,
Woof.
jeez. Hey, so now
Yeah.
you're doing that thing. Maybe you owe us
Yeah.
some root beers
No,
now.
I think I just stole a joke from Cohen is a ghost on Twitter. So
That also works. R.I.P. Jithri's wallet. Can you pop up all of our info so that you can follow Sam Winkler, Brian Thomas, who does not have a Twitter.
Sorry, kids, I'm off
and
Twitter.
us. And us. Now, I do have to say, you know, just on behalf of Gearbox, on behalf of the Battleborn team, y'all have been amazing in terms of just the community and the support. Somebody wrote in the chat, like, you know, that's one thing, you know, about Battleborn is that they have like such a great community, and like whenever I come in here, it's very positive, and like I can look at the Twitch chat at any moment and like not cringe, and not,
High praise.
and like I don't weep for the future when I look at the chat, and that is a testament to all of your amazingness. So thank you for being super great and just super stoked about an awesome game.
Yeah.
And the competitive elements and the lore elements and just all of that coming together.
I swear, every time I open up Reddit, there's always at least one thread from somebody in the last couple of days that's like, "Thanks, community, you were all really nice to me, and I bought this game, and you didn't say horrible things to me online," which I'm glad we're there as a society, but thank you all Battleborn
can be
fans.
done.
Yeah, it would be really cool if we could get to a place where that wasn't a surprising thing.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
But while we're there, thank you.
While we're there.
You guys are great fans, and I appreciate that everybody's out there being good stewards of the community and being nice to good new players, especially this weekend for Battleborn Day.
Exactly.
If you see a newbie, help them out.
So on that note, if we're going to play on Saturday, we should probably start practicing.
Yeah.
So we should go do that. So we're going to go ahead and go start practicing. And
I was promised I could do that on camera.
yes, you're promised, because I want those shoes in my life, and I'm going to steal them after the show.
Okay.
So we are going to see you on Saturday for Battleborn Day. You know, you might be playing. Some of us look out for some tags potentially that are identifying us, and you can identify me potentially by my Rainbow Benedict dying a bunch.
Sort of.
Trademark move.
Enemy fire.
Trademark move.
You see a Rainbow Benedict flying off the edge of the map.
A beautiful Icarus flying into the
way,
sun.
way too close to the sun. So join us on Saturday for Battleborn Day. We hope to see a lot of you at the Choctaw tournament in early March. And we hope to see all of you online at some point playing some Battleborn. And we hope to see a lot of you getting some much needed answers from the Phoebe story op when that comes out next week, all right? So from all of us here at Gearbox Software, we wish you a happy belated Valentine's Day, a great weekend, a happy Battleborn Day, and a great time fighting to save the star. So thank you all so very, very much for being an amazing community. We love you, and we'll see you around, all right?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye!